When a woman treats you like an option, the mistake most men make is trying harder to become her choice. That is where dignity begins to disappear. Most men do not lose respect in one dramatic moment. They lose it slowly. One extra message, one unnecessary explanation, one time accepting less than they deserve, one time waiting for a woman who only gives attention when it is convenient, one time pretending not to notice that her energy is inconsistent. And before he realizes it, a grown man becomes emotionally available to someone who is only partially available to him. That is not love. That is imbalance. A mature man must understand this deeply. If a woman treats you like an option, your job is not to prove you are the best option. Your job is to remember that you are not auditioning for basic respect. Because the moment you start competing for someone's attention, you place your self-worth in their hands. And no mature man should live like that. Women do not always treat a man like an option because they are cruel. Sometimes they are unsure. Sometimes they like attention. Sometimes they are emotionally unavailable. Sometimes they are comparing. Sometimes they are not ready. Sometimes they enjoy the comfort of your presence without wanting the responsibility of choosing you properly. But the reason does not change the reality. If her energy is inconsistent, your response must become disciplined. A reactive man asks, "How do I make her choose me?" A mature man asks, "Why am I available to someone who keeps me uncertain?" That question changes everything. The first way to handle a woman who treats you like an option is to stop overgiving where there is no clear investment. This is where many men fail. A woman gives small attention, and he gives full effort. She sends a short message, and he replies with paragraphs. She disappears for days, then returns casually, and he welcomes her like nothing happened. She gives him crumbs, and he serves her loyalty. That is how imbalance is created. A mature man does not punish her, but he adjusts. If her effort is small, his emotional investment remains small. If her consistency is unclear, his availability stays measured. If she is unsure, he does not build his life around her uncertainty. This is not coldness. This is proportion. You give according to the quality of the connection, not according to the fantasy in your mind. Many men are loyal to potential instead of reality. They say, "But she could be amazing. She was warm before. She said she likes me. She might be busy. She has been hurt before. Maybe." But a mature man does not ignore patterns because of excuses. If someone values you, it will eventually show through effort, respect, and consistency, not perfection. Consistency. The hard truth is this: if you give husband-level emotional energy to someone who treats you like a maybe, you are training yourself to accept emotional poverty. A man with self-respect does not give everything just because he feels something. He observes, he measures, he allows her actions to reveal her level. And if her level is low, he does not raise his effort to compensate. He lowers his investment to match reality. That is not manipulation. That is self-protection. The second way is to stop asking for clarity from someone whose behavior has already given you information. Many men keep asking, "Where do we stand? What are we? Do you like me? Why are you acting different? What changed?" Sometimes communication is good. A mature man can ask a clear question once, but if you have to keep asking the same person for basic clarity, the confusion itself is an answer. A woman who truly wants to be in your life will not make you feel like you are constantly begging for emotional confirmation. She may be busy, she may be cautious, she may move slowly, but she will not repeatedly make you feel disposable while expecting your full attention. A mature man watches behavior more than explanations. Words can soften confusion. Behavior reveals truth. If she says she cares, but only appears when she wants attention, believe the pattern. If she says she is interested but gives no effort, believe the pattern. If she says she is busy but always has time for everything except basic respect, believe the pattern. If she says she does not want to lose you, but keeps treating you like you are replaceable, believe the pattern. The pattern is the message, and this is where men must stop being emotionally naive. A woman may enjoy you and still not choose you properly. She may like your attention and still not value your heart. She may miss you and still not respect your time. She may be attracted to you and still not be mature enough to build anything healthy. So stop asking only, does she like me? Ask, does her behavior bring peace or confusion? That question will save you, because being liked is not enough. Being wanted is not enough. Being missed is not enough. A mature man needs respect, effort, honesty, and consistency. Without those, attraction becomes a trap. The third way is to become less available without becoming bitter. This is a powerful distinction. Some men, when they feel treated like an option, become angry. They become cold. They try to make her jealous. They post things to get a reaction. They ignore her to punish her. They become sharp, sarcastic, or emotionally hostile. That is not strength. That is pain acting like pride. A mature man does not become bitter. He becomes less accessible. There is a difference. Bitterness says, I want you to feel the pain you made me feel. Self-respect says, I will no longer give full access where respect is not present. A man with quiet power can step back cleanly. He does not need to announce it dramatically. He does not send a long emotional paragraph. He does not explain his value for the 10th time. He does not beg her to understand what she is losing. He simply stops offering premium access to someone giving discount effort. That line matters. Your time is access. Your attention is access. Your emotional support is access. Your consistency is access. Your presence is access. If a woman treats those things casually, you must stop handing them out casually, not with anger, with calm. If she texts after disappearing for days, you do not need to respond instantly like you were waiting by the phone. If she gives vague energy, you do not need to chase clarity immediately. If she only reaches out when she wants validation, you do not need to become her emotional comfort station. A mature man has a life. He has discipline. He has standards. He has direction. He has peace. And when someone treats him like an option, he returns his energy to the life he was building before the confusion arrived. That is attractive, but more importantly, it is healthy. The fourth way is to communicate once with calm confidence, then watch what changes. Some men think self-respect means never speaking. That is not always true. A mature man can be direct. He can say what he sees without anger. He can express what he accepts and what he does not accept. He can create clarity without begging for it. But he does it once, not every week, not every time she pulls away, not every time he feels anxious. Once, something simple. I enjoy your company, but I do not do inconsistent energy. If there is real interest, I'm open to it. If not, I'm going to keep moving with respect. That kind of statement is calm. It does not attack. It does not plead. It does not insult. It does not chase. It simply reveals your standard. Then you watch. Not her words, her behavior. Does she become more consistent? Does she respect your time? Does she communicate more clearly? Does she meet you with mature effort? Or does she give a temporary warm response, then return to the same pattern? That is where truth appears. Many women will respond well in the moment because they do not want to lose access. But the mature man knows that a moment of warmth is not the same as changed behavior. Do not be fooled by emotional spikes. Watch the pattern after the conversation. If nothing changes, you have your answer. And when you have your answer, do not keep reopening the case. A man loses power when he keeps presenting evidence to someone who already knows what they are doing. You do not need to convince a woman to value you. You give her the opportunity to meet you with respect. If she does, good. If she does not, you move. That is masculine clarity. The fifth way is to be willing to walk away without drama. This is the part most men avoid because walking away sounds final. But walking away does not always mean hatred. It does not always mean blocking. It does not always mean anger. Sometimes walking away simply means you stop participating in a dynamic that keeps lowering your self-respect. A mature man must be capable of leaving situations that feed his desire but starve his dignity. Read that again in your mind. Some connections feel exciting but make you weaker. Some women give just enough attention to keep you hoping, but not enough respect to keep you grounded. Some situations keep your ego hooked, but your peace drained. A mature man knows when the cost is too high, and when the cost is too high, he walks, not to teach her a lesson, not to create regret, not to make her chase. He walks because staying would mean betraying himself. That is the strongest move, because the man who can walk away from a woman he wants is the man who owns himself. Most men can walk away from what they do not care about. That is easy. But walking away from someone who still has emotional pull requires strength. It requires standards. It requires self-control. It requires trusting that loneliness is better than disrespect. And that is where a man becomes dangerous in the best way. Not dangerous because he hurts women. Dangerous because he cannot be controlled by half-love. He cannot be kept around with crumbs. He cannot be manipulated by occasional warmth. He cannot be held by someone who refuses to choose him with respect. That kind of man is rare, and rare men do not negotiate for basic treatment. Now here is your action step. Look at the woman you are dealing with and ask yourself 3 questions. Does she make consistent effort? Does she respect my time and emotional energy? Does her presence bring more peace than confusion? If the answer is no, do not explain it away immediately. Sit with the truth, because the truth may be uncomfortable, but it will make you stronger. Then make one adjustment. Pull your energy back to match reality. Do not overgive. Do not overtext. Do not over-explain. Do not keep making yourself available to uncertainty. Let your behavior say what your words have already said. A mature man does not need to become cruel to become respected. He only needs to become clear. And clarity is powerful, because when you stop accepting option treatment, one of 2 things happens. Either she steps up with real respect, or she disappears because she only liked the version of you that tolerated less. Both outcomes are useful. If she steps up, you have information. If she disappears, you have freedom. That is why self-respect always wins. Not because you always get the woman, because you always keep yourself. And keeping yourself is the foundation of masculine peace. Many men are afraid to stop being an option because they fear losing access to the woman, but they do not realize they are already losing access to themselves. They lose their calm, their focus, their confidence, their routine, their emotional discipline, their standards, their sleep, their self-trust. That is too high a price for someone who is not choosing you clearly. A woman who values you will not require you to abandon your dignity to keep her close. She may need time, she may be careful, she may move slowly, but she will not repeatedly make you feel like a backup plan while expecting your full loyalty. So do not confuse patience with self-abandonment. Patience has standards. Self-abandonment has excuses. A mature man can wait when there is mutual respect, but he does not wait in confusion where his value is being quietly drained. That is the line. When a woman treats you like an option, do not compete. Do not audition. Do not beg. Do not become bitter. Do not try to convince her that you are rare. Rare things do not beg to be recognized. They remain rare. Your job is to become so grounded in your own value that inconsistent attention no longer feels like an invitation. It feels like information. And once you see it as information, you stop reacting emotionally. You start responding wisely. If she gives mixed signals, you slow down. If she gives low effort, you match reality. If she keeps you confused, you step back. If she disrespects your time, you stop offering so much of it. If she treats you like one of many options, you remove yourself from the list, calmly, cleanly, without drama. That is self-respect. That is quiet power. That is the silver signal. The man who handles option treatment correctly does not become louder. He becomes more selective. He does not chase harder. He invests smarter. He does not demand to be chosen. He chooses himself. And when a man chooses himself, his energy changes. His eyes become calmer. His words become fewer. His boundaries become clearer. His presence becomes stronger. He no longer looks like a man trying to be enough. He looks like a man who finally remembered he already is. That is what women feel. That is what men respect. That is what life rewards. So if she treats you like an option, let her. But do not stay in the option box. Step out of it. Return your energy to yourself. Raise your standard. Move with dignity. And if she wants real access to you, let her meet the man you are now becoming. Not the man who waited, not the man who begged, not the man who explained his worth. The man who understood it. And in the next video, you need to understand the silent sign that a woman knows you are no longer easy to control, because the moment your self respect becomes real, her behavior often starts revealing the truth.